Hey guys, it's Raquel. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about some ball-jointed doll and, in general, doll books that I have found that I have purchased for myself and I've read through and looked at the techniques and thought, hey, I could probably use that for some stuff. I thought this would be a good miscellaneous video because we've already done a doll tag this month. I kind of want to spice things up a bit. So we're going to be talking about making fantasy cloth dolls. So this is a book that I physically own. I apologize for the lighting, but the light's right there, so it's going to reflect. And what's interesting about this book by Jan Horrocks is the fact that they make the doll completely from scratch. So they use cloth to make the doll and stuffing and a bunch of different needle techniques and stuff to make a cloth doll. And they come out with really, really cool designs. You can see obviously the witch on the cover, which is really cool. And then they've got like a couple other different tutorials, a siren and a fairy. And I found this book to be very interesting because even though it's not my type of doll that I'm interested in, because obviously primarily I'm interested in ball jointed dolls, but then secondary is my special collection of Star Wars Barbie dolls or fashion dolls, um, as well as I actually have Harry Potter ones as well that aren't set up yet because I ran out of stands. But like I found this type of doll to be interesting because it kind of would be really good for kids, beginner doll collectors, especially if you have like a niece, a nephew, a grandkid who you'd like to give them a doll, but you don't want to give them a Barbie doll because maybe they're too young for a Barbie doll, or you don't want to give them a ball jointed doll because obviously they're extremely expensive mostly. This is kind of a really cool alternative because you completely make it from scratch. I'm going to only show a couple pages because I know this is published work and I don't want to, give away too much. But I just kind of want to show you guys a couple of pages that I've highlighted for myself and a couple pages that you guys may be interested in learning about these type of cloth dolls. So one of the things I love is has a section about um modifying clothing. So modifying fabrics. And it's specifically related to organza, which I find very interesting because organza is a very interesting fabric to work with. I know organza is very like lightweight and very it can be altered quite easily. Some of the techniques like using a hair dryer at the bottom over here to alter the texture is amazing. I love that idea and the flowers that you can make with the organza, and she shows you a step-by-step process of how to do that and so much more. There's like using a different type of material called angelin Angelina. It's a synthetic fiber, so that's really cool. I'm guessing that they use it for certain parts. I won't show you this part because I don't want to show too much because this is a published work. Another great one which I will show because I think it's very interesting is simple screen printing and quilting. I find this to be extremely useful and helpful for me because I've done screen printing before when I was in like high school or middle school, but I've never done quilting. And I have a quilting bit for my sewing machine, but I've never actually tried quilting. So it's very interesting to see that you can do it either way, or you screen print first and then use the screen print as a guide to quilt, especially if you're learning to quilt something, ex- extremely difficult. So I really like those two pages. That's why they're marked over here. A couple other things that I love is that like she does step by step um show you how to make the head, how to make the arms, like what she stuffs them with, what materials to use. She has an entire materials list at the front of the book. And she goes through the step-by-step process and even gives you examples of different projects she's done that you can replicate. So they've got the flower fairy, which is really cool. Flower fairy. So how to learn how to make that. They've got, where's the other one? This one's one of the more complicated ones. She's got an example of what a moon fairy alternative would look like, which I think is really cool because it gives you an option and ideas that you can work with. There's the mermaid, or I like to call them sirens. Really, really cool design. I love the fin on them, and I'm actually considering doing some form of similar idea for one of my dolls, because I really like the idea of the fabric just being laid and like mismatchy. I love that look. And then they've got, you know, a steampunk doll. They've got the witch, I think is the last one. The Midnight Witch, which is on the cover of the book. It's really cool too. And what's really cool, and I'm not going to show it, I'm just going to see if I can like just show you the bottom part here and see if it'll, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says templates on there. So at the back of this book, she gives you templates for the body and heads of the mermaid, the witch, everything that you need to make your own cloth doll, which I think is very informative and very helpful for those who are just learning to make cloth dolls or interested in making cloth dolls. I think this is an extremely well-written book that I think if you are interested, you should check it out. And I love the fact that she does provide patterns and step-by-steps on how to make all the individual dolls she's made, as well as different techniques. So for me, I didn't get as much use out of this as I would like, because obviously I was more geared towards, you know, ball-jointed dolls and fashion dolls. However, some of the techniques used with the fabric and the just inspiration ideas of what she did with her cloth dolls, I got inspiration from, and I want to make some stuff based on some of the stuff that I've seen in here. So if you are interested in this book, I would definitely say, you know, check it out, because again, reason why I haven't, like, again, doesn't apply, this book doesn't really apply to me. Why am I keeping it? I'm keeping it because I kind of want to potentially make a cloth doll for my future kid, or if my friends have kids, their kids, I can make them something. So I find it very useful for those in the ball jointed doll community, but also those who just love dolls in general, and especially those who are have little ones in their lives where maybe you want to make them something special, that you don't want to buy them a doll regardless of the price value of the doll, but you want to make something. I think this is a great like guide to making your own cloth dolls. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this small video. I'm sorry it's so short. I didn't actually know what to do today, and I was like, oh, I could talk about like one of the books that I have. So this is the first book I pulled off the shelf, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna roll with it. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you end up looking into this book, or if you've made any cloth dolls before. I'd love to hear about them. And let me know if you've tried any of the techniques with the organza, because that seems really cool, and I really want to try that at some point. Like, I am so excited to make something using some of the techniques in this book. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and as always, my friends and family, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye everybody!